We heard him screaming. No, she can't be dead.
평범한 늦은 오후 아파트 주차장에서 한 여성이 칼을 맞고 살해됐습니다.
Driver, show us your hands. Can you step back here for me?
Why you guys pulled the gun on me is
No, Melissa, you are in a horrible spot right now.
See this right here?
What is it?
Oh, blood. Yeah.
Kalamazoo Police, we have a search warrant. Taser. Get him. Come on, get him.
911 with address of emergency.
My daughter's been attacked. We're in the parking lot. Please, hurry. I don't know what to do.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Hey, do you hear me?
2023년 5월 20일 오후 5시 38분 미국 미시간주 칼라마주에서 일어난 사건입니다. 한 여성이 아파트 주차장에서 피를 흘린 채 쓰러져 있었습니다. 그녀를 발견한 것은 어머니와 쌍둥이 남동생이었습니다. 두 사람은 비명소리를 듣고 아래로 내려왔지만 범인의 모습은 보지 못했습니다. 신고를 받은 경찰은 즉시 출동하고 그곳에서 처참한 광경을 마주하게 됩니다.
Where is he at?
Yeah, we're hanging there. Come on.
Officer, okay. What's your name?
All right.
Can you talk to me? Can you talk to me? We need medical now. Apparently took off on foot, 20.
All right.
Can we get a med bag? Med bag.
We got 3 stab wounds in the back. 1.
1, 2, 3, start.
20s or 30s, maybe.
Yeah.
피해자는 자신을 필사적으로 방어하려 한 듯 손에 방어흔이 남아 있었고 등에 3군데 자상을 포함해 손과 얼굴 등 여러 부위에 칼로 상해를 입은 것으로 보였습니다. 구급차가 도착하고 피해자는 병원으로 즉시 이송됐고 경찰은 현장에 있던 가족들에게 당시 상황을 묻기 시작했습니다.
What did you see? What did you see?
I didn't. All right, so we were upstairs in our apartment.
Okay.
And we thought that there was kids screaming, but we didn't know it was my sister.
So why was she here today?
So we just came back from the movie theater.
Okay.
And-
All 3 of you?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she was about to drive home, and all of a sudden, we heard her screaming.
Okay.
We thought it was the neighbors downstairs,
Uh-huh.
but we came down, and Mom saw her like this.
Okay.
피해자의 이름은 테일러 앤 드라고비치였습니다. 1995년생으로 당시 28살이었던 테일러는 칼라마주밸리 커뮤니티 컬리지를 졸업하고 온실에서 식물을 키우는 일을 하고 있었습니다. 그녀는 그림과 미술을 좋아했고 테니스와 비디오 게임을 즐겼으며 무엇보다 자연과 정원을 사랑했던 사람이었습니다. 누구보다 평범하고 따뜻한 일상을 살아가던 테일러. 하지만 그날 저녁 그녀의 평범했던 일상은 잔혹한 비극으로 끝나고 말았습니다. 그렇다면 그날 누군가 테일러를 기다리고 있었던 걸까요? 경찰은 곧바로 그녀의 가족들에게 당시 상황을 자세히 묻기 시작했고 가족들은 경찰이 미처 알지 못했던 사건의 중요한 단서 하나를 털어놓기 시작합니다.
You didn't see anybody?
No.
You just heard screaming?
All we saw was there was a car, a gray car, and it spun down, this way. And then and then they took off.
Okay, great car. Did
Yeah.
we see anyone that was driving it?
I think it was blue,
Yeah.
Blue or gray?
maybe SUV.
Okay.
Come on, Taylor, hang in there.
A blue SUV?
Yeah.
Okay, does she have a boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes,
She has a
and
previous
she has
boyfriend.
A PPO on him.
Okay, what's his name?
Violated it.
What's his name?
Jeff.
Jeff what?
Jeffrey. It's like Kasarsky or something.
피해자와 그녀의 어머니 그리고 쌍둥이 남동생은 다 함께 영화를 보고 집으로 돌아왔습니다. 어머니와 남동생이 아파트 안으로 들어간 뒤 테일러는 주차장에 남아 차에서 물건을 옮기고 있었습니다. 그런데 잠시 후 가족들은 밖에서 들려오는 비명소리를 들었습니다. 급히 다시 주차장으로 내려간 가족들은 그곳에서 테일러가 피를 흘린 채 쓰러져 있는 모습을 발견했습니다. 가족들은 범인의 모습은 보지 못했지만 사건 직후 현장을 빠져나가는 회색 SUV 한 대를 목격했다고 진술했습니다. 그리고 경찰에게 한 남자를 지목했습니다. 그 사람은 바로 테일러의 전 남자친구 제프리 크차스키였습니다.
She's dead, isn't she?
No. No! She can't be dead! She's...
And you said he's been stalking her?
Yes.
He's been stalking her.
Yeah.
She lives with her friend,
Okay,
and they have a camera
okay.
outside. And
How long has he been stalking her?
For at least about a month.
Okay. What's he been saying?
Like, he hasn't been saying
he
anything,
doesn't say
really.
anything. He just shows up.
경찰은 이제 유력한 용의자 제프에 대한 단서를 더 확보하기 위해 피해자의 어머니가 사는 아파트 안으로
Hey,
들어갑니다.
Cindy. Would you mind if we just search through your apartment and make sure nothing happened in there?
Yeah, of course.
You can walk with us up there.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to sit down? I know it's your house, but just want to make sure.
I don't know. I feel like
You need me to call paramedics for you?
It's rocking you at that place at dispatch.
그녀는 제프에 대한 자세한 이야기를 하기 시작합니다.
he was part of our family for 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't give it one thought.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put everything together.
Yeah,
That's why. Sorry for
City
asking.
31, you guys 14.
I know my partner might have asked you, but I just want to make sure we covered everything and we can put all the pieces
I
together.
saw him on video. It was like 2 weeks ago. He showed up at her work. He attacked or charged at a police officer March 4th with a knife.
안타깝게도 테일러는 병원으로 이송 중에 사망했습니다.
Yeah, I knew Jeff for a long time, but I never thought he'd do something like this.
테일러와 제프는 무려 8년 동안 연인으로 지냈고 테일러 가족의 집에서 함께 지낼 만큼 가까운 사이였습니다. 하지만 제프는 술을 마시면 공격적으로 변해 폭언과 위협적인 행동이 반복됐고 결국 두 사람은 2023년 3월 초 헤어지게 됩니다. 그런데 제프는 이별을 받아들이지 못해 테일러는 결국 접근 금지 명령까지 신청해야 했습니다. 그 사건 발생 2달 전쯤인 3월 4일 제프가 경찰에게 칼을 들고 달려들었던 적도 있었지만 기소되지 않았고 사건 발생 11일 전인 5월 9일 제프는 테일러의 직장 밖에서 그녀를 기다렸고 그날 밤 집 주변을 배회하는 모습이 보안 카메라에 포착됐습니다. 다음날 체포된 제프는 스토킹 혐의로 기소됐지만 가족이 보석금을 내면서 바로 다음 날인 5월 11일 아침 풀려났습니다. 그리고 불과 20시간 뒤인 5월 12일 새벽 4시 30분 제프는 또다시 테일러의 집 앞에 나타났고 누군가 자신을 발견하자 도망쳤습니다. 그리고 8일 후 테일러는 어머니의 아파트 주차장에서 잔혹한 공격을 당한 채 발견된 것이었습니다. 한편 경찰은 범행 직후 CCTV에 포착된 차량을 조회했습니다. 차량은 회색 GMC 터레인이었고 등록된 소유주는 바로 제프의 어머니 멜리사였습니다. 경찰은 제프가 어머니의 차량을 이용했을 가능성이 높다고 판단했고 즉시 사건 현장 인근 지역의 경찰을 멜리사의 집으로 보냈습니다. 그런데 멜리사는 아들의 범행에 대해 전혀 모르는 듯한 모습을 보였습니다. 그녀는 정말 아무것도 몰랐던 걸까요? 아니면 아들을 감싸기 위해 모르는 척 하고 있었던 걸까요?
Hi, I'm looking for Jeff. Is he around?
Why are you looking for my Jeff?
Kalamazoo wants to talk to him about something. They asked a couple of us to come out here and try and find him.
No.
Is he home?
He's not even here. No.
Okay. Do you know where he stays at?
He has his apartment.
Where's that at?
It's in Kalamazoo. I don't know the address.
Do you know like the name of the apartment? Like Hidden Hills?
Gull Road Apartments.
Gull Road Apartments? Okay. How long has he lived there?
A long time, 5, 6 years. I
Okay.
think.
Do you have a phone number for him so I can give it to Kalamazoo so they can get a hold of him? Okay. Oh. Alrighty. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. He's not here. 14, you can clear out. He's not here. Essentially tonight will be clear.
어머니가 살고 있던 로턴 소속 경찰들은 어이없게도 용의자의 어머니의 말만 믿은 채 그대로 철수하고 맙니다. 이제 경찰은 제프가 거주하던 것으로 알려진 칼라마주의 아파트에 대한 수색영장을 발부받고 즉시 그곳으로 출동합니다.
Kalamazoo police search warrant. Anyone inside apartment 3B. Come to the door now.
Police search warrant. Call out if you're in here.
Stick around.
I'll work you there. Kitchen's good. Police department search warrant. Oh, man. His room smells bad.
용의자의 어머니가 알려준 제프의 아파트를 수색했지만 그곳에서도 제프는 발견되지 않았습니다. 한편 경찰은 제프의 행방을 찾기 위해 그의 아파트와 어머니 멜리사의 집 앞에 각각 경찰관들을 배치했습니다. 그리고 얼마 지나지 않아 회색 GMC 터레인 한 대가 모습을 드러냅니다. 경찰은 어쩌면 제프를 잡을 수 있을지도 모른다는 생각에 즉시 차량을 세우기 위해 움직였습니다. 하지만 차량 안에 있던 사람은 경찰이 예상했던 인물이 아니었습니다.
Gray GMC, 26th Street.
Driver, show us your hands!
Step out of the car! Show us your hands! Show us your hands! Who else is in the car with you?
Can you step back here for me? Essentially, 29 vehicles clear. We're out with the mom.
What the hell?
There's gonna be some officers here to talk to you in just a second, okay?
No, why you guys pulled the gun on me is bullshit.
Oh, ma'am, you're gonna stay here,
I
okay?
didn't do anything wrong. What am I doing wrong?
You're being detained right now because there's an ongoing investigation involving that car. There's gonna be some officers here in a second to talk to you from Kalamazoo.
For my car?
그때 칼라마주 경찰관들이 도착했습니다.
This is Jasmine or Melissa? This is Melissa. Okay. And car's empty, I'm guessing. Car's empty. Did she say anything about where he is?
She's just pissed off that we're harassing.
Okay.
We think that he took off in this car from the scene. So obviously, she's got it. She had some kind of communication with him.
We still have eyes on that house.
I don't think so. I can go slide back there.
If we could get some more eyes on the house, we'll talk to Mom real quick. Hi, ma'am.
Why did I get a gun from them?
I understand. So
No, it's
they
both pulled the
I'm
gun
sure
on
you're
me.
I'm sure you're very worried and frustrated about everything that's gone on.
I have no
The
idea what's
reason-
going on.
Allow me to explain everything, okay? We need to talk to Jeff. All right? Jeff got into it with Taylor, and we got to talk to him as soon as we possibly can. Do you know where Jeff is?
No.
So let me just explain. So we're city police officers. We're detectives out with Kalamazoo Public Safety. What brings us out to Van Buren County is Jeff and Taylor got into it, and we got to talk to him right away.
They got
okay?
into it.
Yes.
How did he go to see her or something?
Yes. And that
You
is
know,
the problem.
the restraining order is a bunch of bull in the first place because he's never hit her, he's never touched her, he's never done anything to her.
Whatever the case is, he was out there tonight, and that's what we've got to talk to him about. Do you know, is he back at your place?
No,
Do you know where he's at?
no.
When was the last time you talked to her?
I don't know. I don't. Couple days ago, maybe.
Okay. Is he staying there with you out?
Did stay for a couple days.
Okay. Who's over at the house right now?
My daughter and her son and her boyfriend.
How can we get hold of Jeff?
I can't even get a hold of Jeff.
Why?
I don't know how to get a hold of him. I've tried to text him and he doesn't respond or anything.
And how long's that been going for?
Jeff never texts me back.
Yeah?
Jeff never texts anybody back.
제프의 어머니는 자신의 차량을 세우고 총을 겨눈 경찰들에게 강하게 항의하며 화를 냈습니다. 또한 제프의 행방을 묻자 전혀 모르는 듯한 태도를 보이며 웃기까지 했습니다. 경찰은 그녀가 상황의 심각성을 제대로 인지하지 못하고 있다고 판단했고 곧바로 그녀를 강하게 압박하기 시작합니다.
Melissa, can I come talk to you over here real quick?
You can talk to me. That's fine.
Melissa, you are in a horrible spot right now because your son has put you in the middle of a big mess. All right? So a lot of times when we come out and start talking to people, we already kind of know a lot of things
I don't know
that aren't
anything.
adding up, okay?
Well, I don't know anything.
I know that Jeff was in that vehicle within the last couple of hours. And I know that vehicle made it back to your place and left. So he is putting you in a position where he is asking you to lie to him. And that's the thing for him to do.
No,
All right?
no.
And Melissa, I know that is the case because we have the vehicle in the area right by where Taylor lives. and we know that he was over there.
I
So
don't
where
even
is
know
he
where
now?
I don't even know where Taylor lives.
It doesn't matter whether you do or not, Jeff does. And he drove your car to her place just a few hours ago.
I
He
don't
then
know.
got that thing back to you so that you could be driving it. All right? Now, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. All right? Jeff put you in this spot. And we need to get a hold of him because we are
I don't know
concerned
how
for
to
his
get.
safety.
I don't know how to get a hold of Jeffrey. I honestly don't know how to get a hold of Jeffrey. I really, honestly do not.
But you haven't been completely honest with me.
제프의 어머니는 끝까지 아들의 행방을 모른다고 주장했습니다. 그런데 바로 그때 경찰은 차량 안에서 사건의 중요한 단서가 될 만한 무언가를 발견합니다. 그리고 그 사실을 알게 된 어머니는 뜻밖의 반응을 보입니다.
I worry about Jeffrey's safety too. I mean, he already tried to commit suicide once. What are you looking for in my car?
I'm just looking, ma'am.
You know what? Open the doors. You can look all through my car. I don't have anything. It's just my work stuff.
See this right here? Right under the phone.
What is it? Oh, the blood?
Yep.
There's blood in the front seat, so she got this car from him somehow.
차량을 자세히 살펴보기 시작하자 제프의 어머니는 불안감을 감추지 못하고 결국 입을 닫습니다.
You know what? I'm not going to answer any more of your questions because you guys
Unfortunately, you can't get back in your car right now. All right? So you can stay here and talk with me if you'd like. You don't
Why
have
can't I
to
get in
speak
my
with
car?
me.
That's my car.
I am aware of that, but this car was used when he went into Kalamazoo. So until I get my clear from my boss, I'm afraid I can't let you get out of it.
That's my car. I can get in my car.
Melissa, you cannot get in your car right now.
Ma'am, are you injured at all?
Why would I be injured?
What? It just looks like there's some blood in the center console. Just making sure you don't need any medical attention or anything like that. Do you have any injuries that we need to know about? You're okay?
So like Detective Knopf said, there's blood in your vehicle. Do you know where it came from?
Where is there blood in the car?
It's in the middle of the house.
I know. I just want to look at it. I'm not gonna.
Right by the phone.
By my phone?
Whatever, whoever phone that is in the middle.
That's my phone.
And it looks like on the trash can as well.
Oh, that might be my lipstick. I don't think it's blood. I know it's not blood.
멜리사는 차량에 묻은 피 자국을 자신의 립스틱일 거라고 주장했고 심지어 그 상황에서 웃어 보이기까지 했습니다. 경찰은 더 이상 현장에서 확인할 수 없다고 판단하고 멜리사의 차량을 견인해 정밀 감식을 의뢰했습니다. 그리고 그제야 경찰은 멜리사에게 테일러에게 벌어진 비극을 전하게 됩니다.
Taylor is dead. All right?
Taylor's
he was there.
dead?
Yes. We're not out here for some little thing.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Taylor's dead?
Think about everything that's happened in the last hour.
love Taylor.
Think about everything that's happened in the last hour.
Taylor really is dead.
Yes. You think I would joke about something like that?
I don't know. I
This is
don't
as
know.
serious as it gets.
멜리사는 테일러의 죽음에 대해 충격을 받은 듯했지만 끝까지 사건에 대해서는 전혀 모른다고 주장했습니다. 그러던 중 디스패치가 제프의 휴대전화 위치를 특종했고 신호가 포착된 곳은 바로 멜리사의 집이었습니다. 경찰들은 제프가 그곳에 있을 가능성을 확인하기 위해 곧바로 멜리사의 집으로 이동했습니다.
66th Avenue, please come to the front door with your hands in the air.
Oh, we got contact at the front door.
Keep walking out.
They can close it.
You can close the door. It's all right.
The dad's just arriving also. I'm gonna go make.
Can you just put your hands on top of the truck hood?
멜리사의 집에서는 제프의 누나 자스민과 그녀의 남자친구가 밖으로 나왔습니다. 경찰은 두 사람에게 제프의 행방을 묻기 시작했지만 두 사람의 반응은 처음부터 조금 이상했습니다. 마치 제프를 보호하려는 듯 경찰의 질문에 유난히 방어적인 태도를
Is there
보였습니다.
anyone else inside the house right now?
No, I don't believe so.
Is Jeff in there?
I don't believe so.
That's who we're trying to talk to. We'd like to find out his side of the story of what happened earlier today and then make sure he's okay.
Okay.
just for my peace of mind, would you mind showing me your phone, like the text messages and call outs, just so I can say he hasn't texted or called her since 3 or whatever? So he said cops are here at 6:53. You said 20 minutes out. Lawyer, is this you talking to him?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember saying 20 minutes out?
I
lawyer?
must have. Because he said the cops are at his apartment.
He said call mom.
Cops are at his apartment.
Tell her to tell them to leave.
사건 발생 후 경찰은 오후 6시경 출동했고 오후 6시 53분 제프는 누나에게 경찰이 자신의 아파트에 왔으니 엄마한테 경찰을 내보내달라고 말하라는 문자를 보냈습니다. 하지만 당시 제프의 어머니 멜리사는 칼라마주에서 약 30km 떨어진 로턴의 자택에 있었습니다. 경찰은 아파트에 있던 제프가 왜 그곳에 없는 어머니를 통해 경찰을 내보내려 했는지 의문을 가졌습니다. 결국 경찰은 제프가 당시 어머니의 집안에 숨어 있을 가능성을 의심했고 누나 자스민에게도 테일러가 사망했다는 사실을 알립니다.
Taylor is dead. She was killed.
I still have a picture that she painted in the back of my car that's been sitting there since I keep gonna bring it to her, but I just can't throw it away and I can't go near her because I don't. She's dead.
She's dead.
Oh, love. She's dead.
Yeah, I know.
So we believe that Jeff is the one that killed her. Okay. You had communication with Jeff after she died.
After?
Mm-hmm. So you talked to him after he committed the murder.
No.
So it's very important. I need to know, is there a chance that he might be in there?
You understand?
So why did he text you that he wanted you to tell your mom to tell the police to leave from where he was
I
at?
assumed he meant his apartment. Call over and tell him to leave my apartment.
How would she tell the police to leave the apartment when she
I
was
don't
here?
know. She solves all of his problems. My car broke down. Called Dad. I'm out of gas. Will you guys come get me?
제프의 누나는 부모님은 문제가 생기면 언제든 해결해주는 사람이라고 말했습니다. 그래서 제프도 엄마에게 경찰을 내보내달라고 했다는 것이었습니다. 하지만 경찰은 누나의 설명을 더 이상 듣고만 있을 수는 없었습니다. 결국 경찰은 그녀의 말을 뒤로 한 채 직접 집 안으로 들어가 수색을 시작했습니다.
Kalamazoo Police! Jeff, if you're inside and you can hear me, come to the front door with your hands up. Jeff, come to the front door.
One final announcement.
I'm going to button hook to the left because I can't see that way.
Okay.
Someone wants to grab the stairs and then hold on the hallway there.
Okay.
Okay.
Shank, you got the stairs. One final announcement, please.
Kalamazoo Police, we have a search warrant. Anyone inside, come to the front door.
Good to go.
Okay. Kalamazoo Police, search warrant.
I got the hall. Shank's got stairs. I'm with you.
Check that corner there.
Slow and steady.
Kalamazoo Police, search warrant. Police, search warrant. Anybody upstairs, call out.
Alright,
Just down there's a long hallway.
Jeff,
Police search
call
warrant
out.
here.
Come on, man.
We got that one. Alright. I'm gonna bust past and hold on the hall.
Alright. Yep. You got it.
집안 구석구석을 수색했지만 제프는 어디에서도 발견되지 않았습니다. 더 이상 확인할 곳이 없다고 판단한 경찰들이 철수하려던 순간 무언가가 그들의 발걸음을 멈추게 합니다.
Kalamazoo Police, search warrant. Anyone inside, call out now.
Come on, Jeff. Call out, buddy. What is that? Is that a
Coat
blanket or something?
Looks like a coat rack.
Okay.
Back there.
Is that insulation? Is there a scuttle? Look up. No?
Yeah.
There's a scuttle?
Yeah.
Do you see this? The insulation over here?
Yep.
We gotta contend with this scuttle.
Sorry, I farted in here.
I always assumed
Oh, yeah.
you've recently farted.
That's pretty.
I was hoping to dissipate before he came back
It's still
down.
better than being cold.
I don't see anything obvious, but again, if they were helping him hide from the police, maybe not knowing at the time why, then they could have easily packed all this stuff.
경찰들은 다락방 출입구 아래에서 단열재 하나를 발견합니다. 그리고 위를 들여다본 순간 출입구 바로 위에 사다리가 놓여 있는 것을 발견합니다. 누군가 다락방으로 올라간 뒤 사다리를 자신과 함께 위로 끌어올린 것이었습니다. 마침 타지에서 골프를 치고 돌아온 아버지는 원래 그곳에는 사다리가 없었다고 말합니다. 그 순간 경찰들이 의심했던 상황과 정확히 들어맞았습니다. 경찰들은 다락방으로 직접 올라가기 전에 그를 타일러 스스로 내려오라고 설득을 시도합니다.
We want you to be safe. That's the biggest thing, man, and we want us to be safe. Okay? Can I just have you come down to the hole and we can get your side of the story about what played out today? Of all the worry you have going on in your heart and in your head right now, I'm sure there's just a lot of things playing out and you're worried about what the next step is. And the next step right now is just to talk to me, okay? The best and easiest way we can do that and make sure you're safe, make sure we're safe, is to have you just come to the hole and talk to us, okay? Can you do that? I'm not even asking you to come down. I'm just asking you to talk to me from where you are. Can you do that? This is my flashlight that's sticking up right here, okay? I just want to make sure you're okay. We all are very concerned with what played out today and what's playing out with you right now, okay? We've got your sister out here. We've got Dad out here. They're just very concerned and worried about you, man. I'm starting to worry about you. I'm not hearing anything up there, and I really, really want to hear from you how I can help you.
경찰은 제프에게 스스로 내려오라고 설득했지만 다락방에서는 아무런 대답도 들려오지 않았습니다. 무엇보다 그가 총과 같은 무기를 들고 있을 가능성도 배제할 수 없었습니다. 경찰은 섣불리 올라가지 않고 먼저 카메라를 이용해 다락방 안에 제프가 어떤 상태로 숨어 있는지 확인하기 시작합니다.
Hey Jeff, listen, I'm just gonna be taking a peek up here. Can you please not hurt me or do anything right now? Can you just talk to me? Jeff, you're up there. Just can you wave to my light here that's sticking up? That way I know you're all right and everything's okay.
You want to get? There's a step stool in the garage right there too. You can get a couple steps higher if you want.
What do you see? Up in that corner. Can't go out and
He's got.
listen. Back to your right a little bit. Right there. All right, no, keep coming.
마침내 경찰은 제프를 발견합니다.
Hey Jeff, listen, the light's shining at you right now. Brother, come on, let's just come on down, please, okay? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I'm here to talk to you. Just come on down, okay?
하지만 그의 손에는 칼이 들려 있었습니다.
Jeff, I want you to drop that knife, okay, bud? Can you put the knife down? Thank you. I want to make sure your hands are free. Come on over to the hole and we'll help you down, okay?
제프는 다시 칼을 들고 경찰의 요구에 응하지 않았습니다. 결국 경찰들은 천장을 뜯기 시작합니다. 더 이상 숨을 곳이 없어진 제프는 결국 경찰들과 직접 마주할 수밖에 없었습니다.
I'm Ernie. I'm the one he's been talking about.
Okay? Listen, you have two people now that are in a insulated roof trying to help you to make sure you're okay. Just put the knife down, okay? And talk to us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Just put the knife down, bud. If you want me to come over to you, I'll come over to you. Do we have to? Okay, then drop the knife.
Jeff, nobody wants to hurt you, okay?
Why do you have a taser?
This is for everyone's safety, okay? I don't want to use this, and I don't have to use it, all right?
The corner house, blue, just a little bit.
If you put your knife down, I'll put my taser away.
Yep.
Okay, you just toss it down that hole, and you'll watch this. I'll put this away in my pocket.
Could you just take your hand and maybe put it on the 2x4 so that you're just not holding it? It's still right there, but you're just not holding it. Could you do that for me?
You're gonna shoot.
Nope. Look, you see my hands?
No one even has a gun out.
We're not doing that. Okay.
Sounds like you're in a lot of pain. Is that right or am I wrong?
I have no money. I got no job. I got a felony on my record. My degree means nothing.
What's your degree in?
business management.
When'd you graduate?
August.
Nice job. Okay, so you're in the marketplace now.
Got a felony.
What's the felony for?
Saying 5 words to Taylor. Just wanted to talk to her.
Okay.
제프는 테일러에게 단지 몇 마디 하고 싶었을 뿐인데 전과가 생겼다며 그 때문에 직장도 구할 수 없을 거라고 말했습니다. 그는 또한 돈이 없어 변호사조차 선임하지 못한다고 호소했습니다. 하지만 제프에게는 이미 또 다른 성범죄 전력이 있었습니다. 2013년 16세 소녀를 자신의 집 지하실로 데려가 음란물을 강제로 보게 한 뒤 성폭행한 사건이 있었습니다. 4시간 동안 이어지는 대치 속에서 더 이상의 회유는 통하지 않는다고 판단한 경찰은 대화를 이어가는 척 제프에게 다가갔습니다. 그리고 그 순간 테이저건을 사용해 그를 강제로 끌어내립니다.
Can I talk to Steve?
You need to get downstairs. You'll talk to Steve. You'll talk to your sister. You'll talk to your dad. And you'll walk out of here like a man.
Taser!
Get him! Keep him under power. Get him under power. Keep him under power.
Got him.
Go get it. Got it. Yep. Knives out. Knives out. Go. Hit again.
I'm good.
All right. Knife down. Knife down.
Hey.
Good. All right.
All right.
You're good.
마침내 제프는 테이저건을 맞고 내려왔습니다.
Ernie?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad it went this way, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
You're here, you're talking to me. That's what I wanted.
경찰들은 결국 제프를 다락방에서 강제로 끌어냈지만 경찰서로 가기 전 약속대로 그의 누나와 이야기할 수 있도록 해줍니다.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna have your sister come back so you can talk to her. You okay with that?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I love you still.
I love you too. Is that Zach?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you got 2 people to visit in jail.
I don't know what you want to say to me, but they let me talk to you.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess just pay my bond, my bail. Call some lawyers.
Well, you're genuinely f***ing insane, so it might be right on that.
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna get rocking.
Love you, lawyer.
제프는 신문을 위해 칼라마주 공공안전본부로 이송됩니다. CCTV에는 어머니의 차량인 GMC 터레인이 포착됐고 차량 안에서는 테일러의 혈흔까지 발견된 상황이었습니다. 이제 제프가 그 차량을 타고 이동했다는 사실만 입증한다면 사건의 퍼즐은 모두 맞춰지는 상황이었습니다.
When you drove to your parents' house today, what car was that you brought there?
I used Zach and Jasmine's car.
Is there any chance that maybe you were in your mom's car?
No.
You think, who was in your mom's car today then?
My mom?
Yeah.
She had to run some errands. And
Would it surprise you if I told you that that car was in Kalamazoo this afternoon? Your mom's was? I could.
yeah, she's probably in Kalamazoo.
But she said she wasn't in Kalamazoo.
Where would she be then?
I'm not sure.
Because she went to work today, and she works in Kalamazoo.
Well, her Jeep was all the way on the other side of town, though.
Mhm.
Not Jeep, I'm sorry, her Terrain. That doesn't really explain why your mom's car was over there, though, right?
Mhm.
And we can track exactly where you've been. We know that you were over on Cork Street. Your phone number that you just gave me shows us that.
Mhm.
Your mom's car is right there also.
4시간에 걸친 긴 대치 끝에 조사실로 들어온 제프는 모든 것을 체념한 듯 보였고 조사는 순조롭게 진행되는 듯 했습니다. 하지만 예상과 달리 제프는 무표정한 얼굴로 시종일관 혐의를 부인했고 형사들의 질문에도 좀처럼 입을 열지 않았습니다.
You have a mental illness, right?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Right.
People think I'm bipolar. That's what I've heard.
That's very possible, right? But we just want you to tell the truth, right? We know that you didn't take your sister's little gray car. We know you were in your mom's 2019 GMC Terrain. I can show you the picture of it if you'd like to see it. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
At 3:30, your mom's car right here at Cork and Old Cork, which is right there by the RVs and the hotels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you'd just gotten off the highway, right?
When?
At 3:30 today, 3:26 p.m. You got off the highway at Sprinkle Road.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember any of that?
No.
Okay. Do you remember where you were at 3 o'clock? Because your phone matches up to where this car was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then do you remember where you went when you got off the highway?
No.
You don't remember going over the apartments?
I didn't go over apartments.
You didn't?
No.
Where did you go?
Went to my apartment.
Okay.
제프는 거듭되는 형사들의 질문에도 끝까지 어머니의 차를 탄 적이 없다고 주장했습니다. 사건 현장에서 어머니의 집으로 가는 길목의 고속도로 CCTV 사진까지 보여줬지만 제프는 오히려 어머니가 차를 몰았다는 황당한 주장만 되풀이했습니다. 계속되는 제프의 거짓말에 형사들도 지쳐갔습니다. 결국 형사들은 마지막으로 한 번 더 진실을 말할 기회를 주게 됩니다.
You get off the freeway. Where do you go after that?
I like to speak to my lawyers.
Okay.
That's all right.
It's absolutely fine. Yep.
Okay.
결국 제프는 끝까지 혐의를 인정하지 않았습니다. 사흘 뒤 제프는 수감된 상태로 웹캠을 통해 법정에 출석했고 테일러 살인 혐의로 공식 기소됩니다. 이후 이어진 수사에서 테일러의 혈흔은 멜리사의 차량에서만 발견된 것이 아니라 제프의 칼과 옷에서도 발견됐습니다. 하지만 형사들이 발견한 증거 중 가장 충격적인 것은 테일러의 차량 아래에 부착돼 있던 GPS 추적기였습니다. 지문 감식 결과 이 추적기가 제프의 것이라는 사실까지 확인됐습니다. 제프는 이 추적기를 이용해 테일러의 움직임을 계속 지켜보고 있었고 그날 오후 그녀의 위치까지 정확히 알고 있었던 것으로 보였습니다. 수사관들이 재구성한 그날의 타임라인은 오후 5시 제프는 부모님의 집에서 어머니의 GMC 터레인을 몰고 나왔습니다. 오후 5시 47분 테일러가 혼자가 되자 제프는 그녀를 습격했고 불과 2분 뒤 현장을 빠져나갑니다. 그리고 오후 6시 15분 제프는 다시 부모님의 집으로 돌아왔습니다. 그가 어머니의 차량을 다시 가져다 놓은 뒤 다락방에 숨어버린 것입니다. 하지만 사건은 여기서 끝나지 않았습니다. 18개월 동안 재판은 지연됐고 무려 5차례나 기일이 변경됐습니다. 그때마다 법정을 찾았던 유족들은 다시 무너져 내려야 했습니다. 그리고 마침내 2025년 1월 14일 제프리 쿠차스키의 테일러 살인 재판이 시작됩니다.
How do you wish to now plead to a charge of murder in the second degree?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
결국 제프는 2급 살인 혐의에 대해 유죄를 인정했고 징역 60년에서 100년형을 선고받았습니다. 한편 멜리사에 대해서는 수사관들이 그녀가 자신의 차량이 범행에 이용된 사실을 알고 있었다는 증거를 확보하지 못했습니다. 결국 멜리사에게는 어떠한 혐의도 적용되지 않았습니다. 그리고 그렇게 테일러의 죽음으로 시작된 긴 수사는 한 사람의 유죄 판결과 함께 막을 내렸습니다.
You are a piece of garbage, and because of what you did to my sister, I can't trust people anymore. I have to see a therapist, so I don't have to walk around feeling like a failure because I couldn't protect her from you. You were nothing but a scumbag. You don't deserve to live.